Oh, thank you very much. I'm indeed thrilled to be here on the stage. It's my first time at Ecosummit, but it's not the first time for First Imagine here at Ecosummit. And I'm thrilled to take baton from one of the great companies in which we invested. Very quickly about ourselves, in business since 2017. We invest in clean tech, in the broad definition of this word. We're not very concerned about the stage, and I'll explain later why. You will see why. We are interested in viable businesses, in strong teams behind them, and in commercial potential in the first place. What you can see on this slide, well, those of you who had opportunity to see my predecessors, my colleagues speak in previous years, will see some differences. And these differences, they reflect how market shifts around us and how we are trying to adapt to these changes. Now, what are the changes I'm talking about? Well, you have seen some pictures like this. European clean tech has been through quite a ride over the last decade. There was a very successful run over the 5 years approximately from 2018 to 22, which was the peak year in terms of deals. And then we went into a correction, and we are now into the third year of this correction. And it's true that clean tech remains one of the vital pillars of European VC landscape. It is by far it is almost twice as big as the same pillar across the pond, and it will likely remain so. But conditions remain challenging in terms of financing, and competition for funding from VCs, from investors, is high. Now, what is behind this slowdown, and what can happen next? One of the simplest explanations is that this is all macro-driven. In particular, the credit cycle, rise in interest rates about 2 years ago, or around 22, drove interest out of LP space, and basically led to this decrease in investment activity. And then this logic basically leads us to conclude that once the credit cycle turns, and there are expectations of this happening by the end of this year, so will life come back to the VC space. But can it be that something more interesting or deeper is afoot? Look at the top chart here on this slide. If it were entirely macro-driven, what we would normally see, based on history and based on theory as well, we would see a slowdown in senior deals, in Series A, Series B, which are typically more sensitive to negative developments on the macro front. Instead, what we saw is that almost all of the decline in activity over the past 2 years was in seed stage. How can this be interpreted? This is a bit weird. And one possible explanation to that is that we have simply possibly seen peak creation of new businesses in clean tech, something that was supposed to happen sooner or later, and maybe it's happening now. Now, there's of course no direct confirmation for that, but look at the chart at the bottom. It shows a number of startups created by year of formation, data you can pull out from many sources. This is coming from PitchBook. Even if data for the last 2 years is incomplete, the curve is very characteristic. And it basically is, what is more interesting, it is lagging number of seed deals by approximately 2 years, by very, very exactly 2 years, I would even say, which is very remarkable because, as we know, again from statistics, 2 years is about how much it takes for a startup to raise a seed deal after it's formed. And most importantly, this is also what we see in our daily life. Over the last year and a year and a half, what we have seen is a significant drop in new names coming to our table in all the key verticals. So maybe this is just cyclical, maybe it's structural, but we have to adapt and we have to change to be able to navigate this environment. And we do, and two of the companies, or at least 2 companies on this table, on this slide, represent the shift in this new direction. So what we do is basically 2 things. Historically, our focus was squarely on renewable energy. It's no longer so. We look at the entire clean tech and even climate tech landscape, looking at verticals such as agri-tech, such as recycling and more. Also, our original focus was on Series A, Series B. We're now taking a more proactive approach, and we're talking to companies raising their seed rounds and sometimes even in pre-seed stage to try to be able to spot new leaders, new champions early on. And so that's what we do. We have to adapt as a species to survive the climate change. We have to adapt as investors to survive changes in the market landscape. And if we can, if we succeed, then there is hope and reason for optimism. Thank you very much.